Game.
Good morning, class. Before we start the lesson for today, let's first have an energizer. You think you're ready, guys?
Yes, sir.
So, wait a minute. I will share screen. I will share the screen. Do you see my screen, guys?
Yes, sir.
So, here we have an activity called 4 Picks 1 Word. You just have to identify what word is appropriate in the picture shown. So,
Okay, sir.
let's start. What do you think of this?
Alcohol.
Very good, very good. So, the next one is this. What do you think of this picture?
Cigarettes.
Very good. How about this one?
Angry.
No.
Trap.
That's not angry. No. Just guess, guys.
Bully. Pain.
No. Malapit na.
Cigarette.
Okay, hirap na. That's abuse, guys. The next one is this.
Stop.
No.
Drop and roll.
No. Siret.
Faster, fast.
Siret.
Okay, that's prevention. Okay, then before we start our lesson for today, can anyone here give me an idea about our past lesson?
Sir, our last lesson is all about prevention and control of diseases and disorders.
Okay, very good. So, how's your day today, class? Are you energized and ready for a new lesson? I'm pretty sure this lesson will help you sooner or later with your life, with your decisions in life.
I am fine, sir. Yes, I am ready to learn something new for today.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's now proceed to our lesson. Guys, our topic for today is about prevention of substance abuse, use and abuse. Based on our topic, what words would pop up into your mind when you heard about substance use and abuse?
Addiction, sir. Misuse, overuse, tsaka exploit.
Okay, very good. How about you, Josh?
Habit, weakness, craving, and compulsion, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you guys. Now let's start. Prevention of substance use and abuse. So first, the drugs. Drugs are any substances or chemicals which, when taken into the body, nasal, oral, or transdermal, have psychological, emotional, and behavioral effects on a person. Drugs of abuse. These are drugs that commonly abused by users. Three drugs of abuse is, mga example nito is shabu, marijuana, and K-dance. So let's proceed. Risk factors are those influences which increase the chances of misusing, and abusing drugs. Protective factors are those influences which decrease the chances of misusing, and abusing drugs. So now let's move on to these factors. So these factors are composed of influences in different domains of life. First one is personal. Second is family. Third is peer and friends. Next is school. And the next one is community. So let's start with the family. There is are history and patterns of drug abuse, attitude towards drug use, poor parenting and child rearing, inconsistent family rules, poor family values, poor family ties. So let's proceed to the protective factors. Number one is good communication with people. Second is positive family relationship. Third is clear and consistent family rules. Third is strong family values. Next is positive expectation to child success in family, school, and community. And lastly, reliance on family for emotional support. So now here we have peer and friends. The risk factors are association with peers and friends known to use getaway drugs. Second is preference to stay with peers and friends than with family. Siyempre may kakilala kayo ngayon na na mga tropa niyang gumagamit ng mga pinagbabawal na gamot sa cigarettes. Next is protective factors. Association with peers and friends who do not use getaway drugs. Formation of friendships, reliance on friends for emotional support, and lastly, inviting friends at home to know the family. Yan yung mga yung mga mababait. Next is school. Siyempre nakaka-affect yung school sa pag-abuse ng drugs. Risk factors, poor academic performance, lack of commitment to studies, poor attendance in school, involvement in fights and conflicts. Protective factors na is good to excellent academic performance, joins extracurricular activities and school organizations, shows interest in attending classes. So, the next one is community. The risk factors are easy access to gateway drugs, poor community organization, neighborhood relationship, poor implementation of community laws, negative attitude with favors drugs use. Next, here we have the protective factors of the community. Strong community relationships, active and positive community programs, projects, and activities for the youth, positive attitude which combat drug use, strong community advocacy against drugs. So, tapos na tayo sa drugs. Let's move on to alcohol. So, ano nga ba ang alcohol? By pharmacological definition, alcohol is a drug and may be classified as a sedative, tranquilizer, hypnotic, or anesthetic, depending upon the quantity consumed. Okay guys, nandiyan po ba kayo guys?
Dito pa.
Yes po, sir.
Very good. So, the next is, the population groups as high risk are those undergoing rapid social, economic, and cultural changes and under peer pressure. They view alcohol as a symbol of prestige and social status. So, ito yung mga risk factors ng paggamit ng alcohol. Family history of alcohol abuse. Having 2 or more adverse events during childhood, beginning to drink early by age of 16 or sooner. Drinking or more than 1 to 2 drinks per day. Smoking cigarettes. Being under a lot of pressure. Having a pre-existing psychiatric disorder such as depression or anxiety. Men have higher rates of alcoholism than women and broken homes. May kakilala ba kayong mga ganyan, guys?
Meron po.
Wala naman po.
Okay, good. So, here we move on to the prevention. There are 3 types of prevention, primary, secondary, and tertiary. Let's first start with the primary prevention. Educational approach, programs for children, risk group, electronic media, target group intervention, and and the next one is legal approach, control of production and sale, raising prices and taxes, raising of minimum age, ban advertisements, available centers. low use of alcohol content, improve mental health and coping mechanism to stress, parents to be role model for their children. So, alam niyo naman yan, guys. Kasi na-implement yun ngayon. So, let's move to the secondary prevention. The first one is early diagnosis, adequate treatment of withdrawal symptoms of addiction, such as physiological, psychological, and social. Adequate treatment of complications such as depression, anxiety, vitamin deficiency, and cirrhosis. Next is post-detoxification counseling and follow-up. Next is change in environment at home, college, and workplace. So, lastly is the tertiary prevention. It includes treatment and rehabilitation such as aftercare programs, vocational guidance, counseling, and recreation. So, guys, take good before you drink. Next, we move on to cigarettes. Smoking, so alam niyo naman, smoking is, ito yung ito yung mga risk factor for smoking. First is hypertension, heart disease, peripheral vascular disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, cancer of the lung, colon, larynx, oral cavity, esophagus, bladder, pancreas, and kidney. Ito naman yung mga advantages ng hindi paninigarilyo. Una is promotes health by increasing exercise tolerance, enhancing taste bud function, avoiding facial wrinkles, and avoiding bad breath. Smoking prevention education. It should begin during childhood. It should be stressed during adolescence, a time when peer modeling and confusion over self-image feels. Sorry guys. Okay, class. So we move on to the smoking cessation. Smoking cessation can be accomplished through an individualized. Wait lang, pre. Edit ka lang, pre. Smoking cessation can be accomplished through an individualized multi-dimensional program. So, the first one is information on short and long-term health effects of smoking. Second is practical behavior modification techniques to help break the habit. So, here we are providing oral stimulation para maiwasan yung paninigarilyo. So, nandito gum chewing, snacking on carrot and celery sticks, sucking on mints and hard candy. Ito yung mga pwedeng gawing alternative sa paninigarilyo. Ito naman yung tactile stimulation. Working, modeling clay, knitting, avoiding coffee shops, bars, or other situations that smokers frequently pinupuntahan ganun. Next is delaying each cigarette and recording each cigarette in a log before it is smoked. And lastly, the incentive plans. Pag iniwasan yung manigarilyo, syempre, you can save money from each cigarette not smoked. And then the next one is regarding oneself when a goal is reached. So, okay class, that's it for now. Naintindihan niyo ba guys?
Yes, sir.
Ako, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, who can tell me now the three substances we focused on today's discussion?
Sir, the three substances that we've discussed are drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes.
Okay, very good. So I have another question for you guys. Do you know people who have this kind of addiction or substance abusing? Or are you or your family members were experiencing it?
Sir, I know some of my friends that are abusing substances such as cigarettes and alcohol. But my family and I are not experiencing addiction in these substances.
Oh, that's very nice to hear. So the next one is, if there is an instance that you will experience this kind of substance abuse, how will you deal with it?
I'll probably seek help from my parents and will think of alternative ways to stay away from unnecessary use of substances.
Oh, that's very good. So, okay, class. To summarize our lesson for today, what do you think is the importance of learning this lesson?
Uh, for us to gain proper knowledge on what's bad for our health and to prevent ourselves from these substances and also to help others to prevent it too.
I think you all understand our lesson for today. So before we end our discussion, I have an I have an exercise for the whole class. For our class exercise, you will make a skit about prevention of substance use and abuse.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Uh, Isasubmit siya sa next meeting. Okay, class. Isa pa, may bago ko i-dismiss, magtatanong ako sa inyo ng mga questions and you must answer it correctly.
Okay po, sir.
Good. But before that, ibibigay ko sa inyo yung isa pang exercise. For the ability exercise, we will do the game called charades, and the words that you will act is based on our discussion for today. Pero gagawin natin yun bukas, guys, sa next meeting.
Okay po, sir.
Okay, class. So for our evaluation, I'll give you a test and identify at least three policies or laws, each in the family, school, and community about cigarette smoking and alcohol drinking. And pangalawa is reflect, then make a list of strategies that you can do to stay away from cigarettes and alcohol. Okay ba yun, guys?
Okay po, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, very good. So, bago tayo magtapos, bibigyan ko kayo ng assignment. So, yung assignment na yun is gagawa kayo ng video about resistance in situations related to cigarette and alcohol usage. That will be passed next.
Okay, sir.
Okay ba yun? Okay, guys. Bago tayo matapos, let's have class picture. Okay ba yun, guys? Can you open your...
Legit ba yan?
Ano to? Tinanong.
Cut mo na lang, thanks.
Sige. Game pre, class picture pre. Kaso di ako marunong lumilim.
Open na po ba yung cam?
Wait lang, guys. Nawala ako, guys eh. Wait, I'll be back. So guys, now let's have a bit. Ikaw na mo, Josh.
Pakita ka, sir.
Ano ba eh? Ulit nga kayo, ulit.